What is going on YouTube? So I'm making my favorite highlights in Europe and I wanted to show you guys what the best sites are, countries are, who the best people are, the best food, just my personal preference of Europe and the highlights of it all. So sit back, relax and enjoy the video. Starting off in Denmark, Copenhagen, I must say Scandinavia is incredible. It's like being in a different world. And with Denmark, I loved it, especially because of the people. Everywhere in Scandinavia I went to, the people were beyond friendly. They were highly educated. The cities were very clean. There weren't. I never saw any homeless people there. It was unreal. The sights, the scenery. The only negatives I have to say about Denmark would be the weather. Obviously, I was there in winter, so it was very cold, but it was still beautiful. And the food there was pretty basic, nothing special, especially in Europe, but definitely worth a visit. And yeah. Now in Wrocław in Poland, a country whereby history really stands out, you can really feel it. Buildings are beautiful, the architecture, the designs, it was just unreal. The food was pretty basic in Eastern Europe, it's very cheap and basic, a lot of dough, stuff like that. But the dumplings there are very beautiful, highly recommend those. And yeah, I mean Wrocław, everyone was talking so highly of it. It was very beautiful, but in the next clip you're gonna see Wrocław. That kind of stood out to me a lot more. Wrocław was a bit hyped for me, and Wrocław was very underrated. Love that sculpture over there, it's so amazing. And now for Wrocław, Poland, I learned that it's Wrocław, not Wrocław. Took me a while, but I learned. One of my favorite places to go in Eastern Europe, mainly because it was so underrated. No one told me about it, no one hyped it up, no expectations. And I went there with just an open mind and was completely shocked. I loved it. Everything about it I loved. People were friendly and the city was just unreal. Everywhere was walking distance. There were so many markets everywhere. The food was basic. I mean, in Eastern Europe they love dough. It's very basic, very cheap food, but I mean it's good. Basic food's good. Nothing flash, nothing special like in Italy, but it was cheap, basic, and it was decent. In terms of the city, it was amazing. The colors, the architecture, it was relentless. There was so much stuff to see and do. And another cool thing, there were these gnomes everywhere, all over the city, just here, splattered around the whole city. So it was kind of cool just searching for those. And yeah, overall, definitely recommend Wrocław. Loved it. So here's a place where very little people know about, Luxembourg City. It is one of the smallest countries in Europe. It's between Belgium, Germany, and France. It's very beautiful. It's like stepping back into the medieval times. All the buildings are so old and the way they're designed and the way they look. It's like you're stepping back in time. It's on a cliff, so you got a lot of construction in terms of like cliffs, rocks just surrounding the city. Very beautiful. I recommend going there for at least a day or so. You don't need any more time than 2 days. You can walk everywhere. It's pretty cool. Food's pretty basic, but it's definitely worth a visit. Somewhere no one really knows and just a place to check out, I guess. And yeah. And now heading over to the more sunny, warmer part of Europe, Madrid, Spain, one of the most popular destinations when people come to Europe. I must say, it really stands out. So in Spain, the weather is always warm, that's what it's known for, it barely rains, the people are so lively, full of character and full of life. It's just when you go to Spain you can understand what I'm saying. It's like no other country. Everyone's so happy, everyone's so positive, and the way they dance, the way they eat, the way everything is done there, it's amazing. One thing I also love is that they don't drink to get drunk there, they drink to eat and have an experience, which is awesome. And I was told that you either love Barcelona or Madrid. It's either one or the other, which I'll explain more of. So like I was saying, for some reason the locals were telling me that you either love Barcelona or you love Madrid. It's either one or the other, I'm not too sure why. But personal experience, I loved Barcelona so much. I did like Madrid, but for me Barcelona really stood out. For some reason I just loved every part of it. To the beach, to the Gothic Quarter, to the sights, to the people, to the paella, to everything. It was just unreal. Cannot stress enough how beautiful Barcelona was. Yeah, definitely recommend checking it out, guys. Honestly, it is so unreal. People there was amazing. The sights was so unreal. The food was great. Definitely check out Coffee Quarter. They have amazing markets there. The sites, the hikes, the buildings, just everything was unreal. And yeah, honestly guys, Barcelona is definitely high up on the list in Europe. Check it out. Portugal, Lisbon. What can I say? An amazing place to go. Portugal is so amazing. And oddly enough, it's actually one of the hottest places in Europe, which I didn't even know. And Nando's originally came from here. So Portuguese chicken is where it came from. And there is no Nando's in Portugal, which is weird. I'm not too sure why, but they love the Indian and they love the chicken. Portugal is amazing. It's very warm. This is the winter again, and it was still so sunny and hot. It's just south of Spain, which is why the people are so similar, which is why they speak Spanish there too. Over here, you got just the culture was so unreal. You got this guy just constructing rocks on the beach, and then you got this guy just feeding. I don't know, this stuff like this. I know it's different for everyone, but it's personal experience when you travel. It means the weather, the people you're going with, what you encounter, what you experience. And my experience was just so amazing. And overall, I really recommend Portugal. I also went to Algarve, which was beautiful, but definitely worth a visit, guys. And now stepping into one of the most popular places in the world, Italy. I'm going to start off in Florence, which I loved, but it wasn't my favorite part of Italy. In Italy, there's different cities for different things. Like Milan, for example, that was more fashion-based, it was more upper class. Florence, I loved for the food. I think everywhere I went in Italy, Napoli and Florence had the best quality pizzas. The pacchetto was amazing, the gelato, everything there was just beautiful there. I did like it, but it wasn't as good as places like Rome, Venice, and Napoli. Rome was amazing, very hyped, very touristy. I'm just being honest, guys, I'm telling you my experience and what I saw. The food in Rome wasn't the best, probably because I didn't go to the best places. But it was pretty basic, as I said, very touristy in Rome. The sights was amazing, the Trevi Fountain, Pantheon, Colosseum. Going to the Colosseum was unreal. Like obviously in Europe it's all culture, it's all history, and I loved it, but I did prefer the outside of the Colosseum. I'm not big on history, but I think the outside definitely beat the inside of the Colosseum. Here's Vatican City, which was beautiful. One of the smallest cities in Europe. And my favorite part of Italy was definitely Venice. It was surreal, honestly. Everywhere you go was just unreal. There's no cars here, there's just boats and canal and gondolas. It was incredible. Definitely recommend going to Venice if you go to Italy. The food there was also amazing, weather was great, the sights were unreal. Going on a gondola was honestly such an amazing highlight. An experience everyone needs to encounter. What can I say? I did love Napoli also. I didn't record it because I wasn't vlogging when I was there, but it was definitely amazing. Napoli and Amalfi Coast was just beautiful. Definitely recommend going to Italy, guys. And just want to quickly explain that these aren't in actual orders, but I did love Venice the most out of Italy, Venice and Napoli. And yeah, obviously everyone's different. Each city's got different things for different people. And yeah, almost forgot Pisa. What can I say? Such an amazing place to go to, but if I'm being completely honest, it's very small. I was told that you need a day or so in Pisa because there's not a lot to see and do there. I just figured because I'm vlogging and take photos and stuff, I need more time. But if I'm being honest, it's just you got the Leaning Tower of Pisa, which is incredible. Definitely worth checking it out. But give yourself 1 or 2 days at most. Here you got everyone just doing the typical pose, trying to get their perfect photo in, which was very entertaining to watch. I saw like 3 girls trip over the bar because they were just so fixated on getting the perfect photo. Shouldn't be laughing at it, but it was funny. And saving the best for last, my favorite place that I've ever been to, Iceland. I cannot stress enough how unreal Iceland is. To the glaciers, the Gullfoss, to the waterfalls, to Blue Lagoon, to the pipe bowls, to the hikes, to everything. The people, it's like stepping back to a different world. It's just unreal. Here you get the Black Beach Bay, the stones are all black, the waves were incredibly huge. You have crystal caves, and the sunrise when we went there was just unreal, guys. Honestly, I don't know if it was my experience, but I've heard from everyone that Iceland is just on the top of the list also. I mean, I love waterfalls, I love nature and sights, and it's got everything there. The water there was just the purest. They made us try it because apparently it's the best water you can have. Here you just have beautiful towns, and just here you got the little pipelines, pipe holes. They blow up every 8 minutes, so we're all like patiently waiting for it to explode, which you guys will see in 3, 2, 1. It's just, everything was just amazing. I've been to New Zealand, it was similar in terms of the sites being just so fresh, so new, so they just stood out. And the Blue Lagoon was always on my bucket list. That was definitely worth it. I cannot stress enough, guys. Honestly, visit Iceland, check it out. You'll know what I'm talking about. It is unreal. And on that point, I just want to end the video here. And thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, more to come. And just comment down below what your favorite places in Europe and in the world. Your ultimate destination and what's the top thing on your bucket list. If you guys want, share the video and yeah, show some love. See you guys in the next one and enjoy.